Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Trandoshan Guy, and today I am doing a Sonic review. A lot of people have been talking about this. I'm pretty excited about it. All right, let's see what we got here. We have some tater tots. Let's see how they are. They're pretty good. They have a good crunch to them. They don't give me any fucking ketchup. Alright, let's try this. This is a hot dog. Gosh, this is a messy hot dog. Alright, let's try it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not really sure why everyone's been talking about this so much. I mean, it doesn't taste that... it doesn't taste any different from what it normally tastes like, you know? It's still pretty good. Wait, hold on. I think I'm forgetting something. I think I was supposed to review something else.
Sonic the Hedgehog, in case you don't know, though I'm not really sure why you wouldn't, is a video game character created by Sega in the early 90s. By that point, Mario was retardedly popular, and Sega desperately needed a flagship mascot character that could help them penetrate the public conscience enough for them to sell their console, the Sega Genesis. Considering how retardedly popular Sonic became, it would probably be more accurate to say Sega rammed the public conscience with a fucking wrecking ball.
Sonic 2 handles stubborn stains, embarrassing bald spots, no problem. It even slices and dices, makes thousands of julienne fry.
I mean, Sonic is everywhere nowadays. Video games, TV shows, comic books, action figures, cars, Hello Kitty, McDonald's, car insurance, commercials. I mean, fuck me!
カジュアルアメリカンダイニング&スポーツバー人気店フーターズとのコラボが決定いたしました。コラボレーション期間中、会場から拍手だけございません。ご了承をお願いいたします。また目線欲しい方、どうぞお手を順番にですねお分けいただきまして、目線お送りください。もう本当にこれも夢。
The Sonic games for the Sega Genesis were fast-paced, and gameplay consisted of rolling around, jumping around, running around, a bunch of other shit. These games were so great, and they really left an impact on me. I remember using all my free time during one of my summer vacations to completely 100% Sonic 3 and Knuckles with all three characters. You know, besides talking to people or going outside, like most normal people would probably do. But, you know, who cares? I mean, all I need is Sonic. That's all I need is Sonic. I mean, what am I doing with my life? All I'm doing is sitting around talking about fucking video games. I mean, is this all I'm ever gonna amount to? Unfortunately, it seems that we'll never get another experience quite like those classic games. Every attempt made by Sega to recreate that classic 2D magic just never seems to go anywhere. They tried it with the Sonic the Hedgehog 4 games, though I consider these to be pretty weak entries in the series. They feel almost nothing like the classic series. I mean, okay, whenever you're rolling down a slope, like you're in a ball, you would expect to pick up speed, right? But no, you just kinda, slow down. Not only that, but Sonic has his homing attack in this game. I mean, why? The entire reason the homing attack was implemented in the first place was because it's a lot more difficult to jump on enemies in a 3D plane. Of course, you could argue that Mario and Crash have no problem doing this, but then again, Mario and Crash aren't going faster than a fucking Formula 1 race car.
But what about Sonic Generations? I mean, that game was made by Sonic Team.
Yeah, Sonic Team, you know, the people who made Sonic. It is true that Sonic Team assisted Dimps with Sonic 4 Episode 2, but Sonic Generations is very much a game made entirely by Sonic Team. Well, while it is a definite improvement over the Sonic 4 games, it still seems a little off. In the Genesis game, Sonic's momentum felt essential to the overall gameplay. While the classic stages are fun in their own right, it never really feels like you're given an opportunity to use any kind of momentum you can build up. Curling up into a ball also isn't a very encouraged method of speeding up in this game. Why is this such a taboo thing nowadays? Like, Sonic's a hedgehog, he should curl into a ball! I actually found the modern sections to be a lot more memorable than the 2D sections. And that makes sense. I mean, I'm sure as game developers, Sonic Team is a lot more interested in trying new ideas as opposed to just emulating the past. I mean, after they made the Genesis games, they went on to make the Sonic Adventure games, which are two of my favorite games ever! Not to mention Heroes, Unleashed, Colors, and Generations. The 3D parts anyway. And no, I didn't forget about Sonic 06. I don't really want to talk about it. Okay, like, seriously, like, what do you want me to say about Sonic 06? It sucks. We all hate it. Do you honestly want me to review Sonic 06? Like, okay. Here's my review of Sonic 06.
The game is bad. The story
voice acting is
Sonic parts are stupid.
A character model Sonic kisses a human. There. That's my review of Sonic 06.
Well, I guess if Sonic Team can't replicate that old gameplay, then we might as well give up hope on ever seeing it ever again.
I mean, you saw the title of the video, right?
So yeah, Sonic Mania! Sonic Mania is a new Sonic game made in conjunction with Sega, Headcanon, Christian Whitehead, and Pagoda West Games. Christian Whitehead was actually working on Sonic fan games before he ever worked with Sega. Sega, apparently liking what they saw, brought Christian Whitehead in to work on the mobile port for Sonic CD. The game runs on an engine that Whitehead had crafted himself, called the Retro Engine. The game is also apparently incredibly faithful to the original in terms of design. That's pretty cool, but, you know, I mean, we're talking about a full-on new game here. Not to mention it's releasing on consoles, not just smartphones. I mean, if Sonic Team can't deliver, then why should I trust these guys?
The game is good.
Sonic Mania picks up right after Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is kind of weird because it looks like it picks up right at Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Are we sure this is the right game? It looks like the old one. That's new. Dr. Eggman has obtained a powerful new gemstone known as the Phantom Ruby, which causes Sonic and friends to be sent to locations from their past. The Phantom Ruby also brings about a new group of enemies known as the Hard-Boiled Heavies, 5 of Eggman's robots who have been transformed by the Ruby's power and have been given free will. They're also pretty awesome. I mean, look at that guy. He's like a ninja. As you play through the game, you'll have encounters with each of the heavies as you pursue Eggman, as usual. All in all, it's not really far from what you'd expect to see in a Genesis game, but there's also a lot of cool nods and throwbacks that fans of the past games will definitely appreciate. Eggman actually uses the Phantom Ruby to restore the mechanical little planet that was destroyed in Sonic CD. It's kind of weird that Eggman still has his sights set on the little planet. I mean, he went from that to the Death Egg in Sonic 3, and now he's downgrading back to the Little Planet? I mean, why does he even need it? Just so that he can say he's conquered something? On top of that, there's some really cool boss fights featuring Metal Sonic, as well as Fang, Bean, and Bark. Metal Sonic, that's expected, but damn, Fang, Bean, and Bark? Like, that's really reaching into the Sonic lore. I mean, they were in Sonic the Fighters. I love that game, and even I don't talk about Sonic the fucking Fighters. One interesting tidbit about the story is that it might actually lead into Sonic Team's new game, Sonic Forces. Or it might. We can't really, tell for sure right now. There's definitely been a few hints in this game, but, only time will tell if that speculation ever really goes anywhere. Yes, only time will tell. Okay. You know what? I'm not. No, I'm not doing this. I am not doing this whole charade. Of course Sonic Mania ties into Sonic Forces. Sega hasn't exactly been subtle about it. I mean, Infinite makes the exact same noise as the Phantom Ruby. You even see Sonic get sucked into a portal at the end of Sonic Mania. Oh, I wonder where he's going. He's probably going to the fucking world where Sonic Forces takes place. He even does the same pose! Sonic Mania has a 16-bit retro art style. Now, I'm sure that a minority of people are probably thinking, "This game sucks! What is old? It came out 20 years ago!" Fuck those people. Just look at this game. I mean, it's beautiful, man. How could you not love it? I mean, it's
16-bit arcade graphics.
You can't do this on Nintendo.
Coincidentally, I did this on Nintendo. Sure, a lot of the stages look incredibly similar to the original incarnations, but it's not that they look different, it's that they have so much more detail put into them. Take Green Hill Zone, for example. I mean, you're playing through it, you're like, yeah, this doesn't really look all that different, and then holy shit, you're in a fucking cave! And that's what Sonic Mania does. It really makes these old stages feel more like actual open worlds as opposed to, just stages. And that's not even talking about the new stage. Okay, there's a level in this game where you have to jump on a train, and it's in a desert, and there's cactuses, and there's big rocks in the background. You have to run on the train, and you're on the airplane too, and then there's guys, and they're shooting at you, and it's awesome! It doesn't stop there either. The characters have been given a huge upgrade too. There's obvious things like the lighter shades of colors they've been given, but the animation in general has changed a lot. Characters move much more fluently than they did in past games. You see it when you run, you see it when you're just standing around. I mean, you see it all the time. I could chalk it up to modern hardware, but apparently the developers were aiming for just above what the Genesis is capable of. It kind of makes me excited for the inevitable Sega Saturn port. Considering that I can't stop sucking this game's big blue dick, I'm sure that right now you're probably thinking, wow, I bet he's gonna say the music's really good too. That would probably be a pretty fair assessment. What'd you expect? The soundtracks for Sonic games are sick! Well, most of them. This game's soundtrack is honestly amazing. Considering that it's mostly remakes of older tunes, you'd expect that, but it's crazy some of the new kind of energy these songs can have pumped into them. Again, take Green Hill Zone for example. When you first hear the music, it doesn't really sound all that different. Of course, there's improvements to it, but I mean, it's just small things. It sounds really similar to the original version. But then Act 2 comes in. Is that Green Hill Zone Samba? They made a Samba remix of Green Hill Zone? Oh, it's so good. It's Korean and everything. It's so funky! Now, of course, you'd expect catchy, fast-paced music from a Sonic game, but that's not all there is. This game encompasses a huge musical range.
rave, jazz, rock, funk. There's many different influences going on here. And it isn't just remixes either.
Oh man, the new shit! Ah!
One second, you're just taking a stroll through the big city at night. You know, you're going at your leisure. Everything's really nice and peaceful. You're having a good time. And then that piano comes in and you're just living life and life is good. But then, holy shit! Everything is crazy now. You're over here gambling. You're on some crazy ass game show. You're getting sucked up by these weird electro tubes. I mean, what the fuck is going on? I was so worried that Sonic Mania soundtrack was going to be a poorly done rehash of the music from the Genesis games, but instead it perfects that old music. It takes what's been established already and improves it with modern capabilities. It doesn't sound like some half-assed attempt to sound retro just for the sake of sounding retro. I can name a few names. Sonic Mania offers you 3 different playable characters: Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Wow, fucking shocker there. That's to be expected, though I honestly wouldn't really mind a 4th character. Usually with every new game they would add at least 1 new character, so I mean it makes sense. Hell, I would even take Amy, you know, just someone. I honestly think it would be pretty awesome if they added someone like Shadow, mainly because the idea of a little chibi Shadow is hilarious to me. I'm getting off track here again. Hold on, let's see. Where was I again? Where is it? Oh yeah, the 3 characters. The 3 characters provide a good variance of playstyles. Actually, playstyles might be the wrong word. The characters are pretty much fundamentally the same, they just kind of bring their own little quirks. Tails can fly, of course, Knuckles can glide and climb up walls, and Sonic has a new ability called the Drop Dash. Holy shit, man, the Drop Dash. It's actually kind of funny. Back in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I thought being Sonic was a bit of a detriment because he couldn't fly or glide or climb up walls like Tails and Knuckles. I mean, all he had was the Insta-Shield, and who the fuck uses the Insta-Shield? It's useless! Here, though, it almost feels like a detriment to play as Tails or Knuckles because they don't have the Drop Dash. I should probably explain what the Drop Dash is. Basically, when you're in the middle of a jump and you hold the jump button down, you can charge yourself up, and once you land, you'll boost yourself forward. It's just really satisfying to pull off, and it really comes in handy for whenever you're trying to maintain your flow and speed. Also, momentum. You know, that thing you learned about in elementary school whenever you weren't paying attention. One of the most important aspects of the classic Sonic games is how Sonic builds up his speed and how he maintains his speed. This felt downplayed in Sonic the Hedgehog 4 and Sonic Generations, but here it feels critical to the overall gameplay.
Also, this game wants you to curl into a ball, like holy shit. What? Like, why did they get it right this time?
Sonic Mania makes it feel really rewarding to go fast, especially in the different ways you can use Sonic's momentum to get around a level. There's some really awesome stunts that you can pull off in this game, and it just makes you feel like a badass. Now all they have to do is put in little Chibi Shadow, and this will be the edgiest game ever made.
Hey, that's...
That blue hedgehog again, of all places.
I found you, Faker.
Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here.
The levels in Sonic Mania aren't so much levels as they are giant-ass playgrounds. Seeing as how this is a Sonic game, of course you really just want to go fast, but this game really encourages exploration. Levels have high paths and low paths, the higher routes usually having less hazards than the lower routes. It's fun to explore each path and see which gets you to the goal faster. Of course, if you only focus on getting to the goal, you'll miss all the little secrets that are in every level. Example. I was playing around in Mirage Saloon Zone, just doing my thing, and I noticed this barrel. It moved a bit when I pressed against it, so I figured it might do something, then BAM! Secret!
Oh my god. Thank you, all of you. This is such an honor. I wouldn't have gone here without any of you, so oh my god, I cannot believe this!
The level design is tailored for just about any player. If you want to go as fast as you can through a level, you can do that. If you want to slow down a bit and explore, you can do that too. And if you're kind of in between, this game's got you covered. Elements of exploring, platforming, and speed are so well interwoven together here, I honestly think that this is probably the best 2D Sonic game in terms of level design. Not only are these levels well crafted, but they're incredibly creative too. Some levels bring in mechanics from older games, and some bring in new ones altogether. The bosses are also fun and creative. They never feel like they just boil down to hit the bad guy a lot. They make the player think, but at the same time they're straightforward and they don't make you wonder what the hell you're supposed to do. There's some recycled bosses too, but they always have a cool new spin on them. Plus, you have to fight Eggman in a wetsuit. I mean, what else could you ask for? Pack it up, people. Pack it up. We are leaving. No perfect chaos. No. You're not gonna beat that. You are not gonna be Eggman in a wetsuit. Another thing I noticed about the levels is that they're a lot more interactive, especially with the elemental shields that you can find. On Flying Battery, the lightning shield will magnetize you to the ceiling. On Hydro City, the bubble shield will let you breathe underwater. And on Oil Ocean, the fire shield will... I'm sorry! Oh no, I just need you! Oh no, these people are dying! God! I'm so sorry! It's an accident! Oh, what have I done? There are 3 modes in Sonic Mania. Mania mode, which is pretty much just normal mode. Competition mode and time trial mode. Of course, you can always take on the traditional challenge of getting all 7 Chaos Emeralds. You find them in special stages hidden throughout each level. These special stages are pretty cool and they provide a pretty good challenge. Though, why is it reminding me of something? Like the Genesis games, once you collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds, you gain the ability to go Super Sonic! Which is just about as stupidly broken as you would expect.
It's unreal. How is he generating that much power?
Once you get finished with the story, you can always try Time Attack. I would talk about competition mode, but I couldn't find someone to... I couldn't find someone to play with me. In Time Attack, you're given a choice to run through any of the levels from the game. As you can imagine, your main objective in this mode is to get the best time. You can even have your time ranked globally on a leaderboard. I don't think I'm that fast. I've actually probably spent more time in Time Attack than I have in the story mode. It's a really good way to get acquainted with the layout of a level and calculate the quickest means of reaching the goal. It also has one of the greatest innovations I've ever seen in a Sonic game. It has a reset button. No, it's not like pausing the game and hitting the, reset. You literally have a button that makes Sonic pop back to the beginning of the stage instantaneously. This is so convenient for speedrunning, and I honestly never want to play another Sonic game that doesn't have this feature. Though I probably will. In addition to the different modes, this game also has a few extras that you can unlock. You can get these by collecting medals in a special blue sphere stage taken directly from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Whether or not it's worth it is up to you. I actually kind of find these extras a little weak. The coolest one is probably a Puyo Puyo minigame you can unlock. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there's a Puyo Puyo boss in this game. Eggman really fucking sucks at Puyo Puyo. You can also unlock a sound test mode. This honestly feels like something that you should have had from the beginning. I mean, every Sonic game has a sound test mode. It's pretty much mandatory at this point. You can also unlock the Blue Sphere mini game? What? So you mean I was playing the Blue Sphere mini game so I could unlock the Blue Sphere mini game? Why not include the Chaos Emerald special stages? I mean, those were pretty fun. There's also a few in-game features you can unlock. These are easier to obtain, which is weird because I think they're much cooler than the menu extras. For example, you can unlock a mode that makes Knuckles follow you around in levels. That's That's pretty sick. Unfortunately, this won't work if you already have Tails following you, so you can't have Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all at once. Why can't we have a 2D Sonic Heroes? You can also unlock new abilities for Sonic, like the Super Peel Out from Sonic CD and the Insta Shield? Okay. The last, and definitely the best, is a debug mode. That's right, a debug mode. You don't even have to do any complicated bullshit to unlock it. All you have to do is play the main story for a bit and the game goes, here! Break me! I think a lot of this game's replay value comes from time attack, but, you know, I really appreciate the few extra unlockables, even if some of them aren't all that exciting. DA Garden is pretty cool, but I think I can speak for everyone when I say there's only one garden that I really want. So, is Sonic Mania a rehash? I don't really think so. It certainly has all the elements of a rehash. It definitely sucks that most of the levels are recycled from older games instead of being completely new, and it also kind of sucks that we didn't get at least one new character, but honestly, as I was playing this game, none of those things really bothered me. Sonic Mania feels more like a celebration than a rehash, giving us things that we loved about the old games, but giving them to us in a way that's better than they were before. The new stages that we did get are amazing and creative, and the same can be said of the returning stages. There's so many creative and new ideas going on here that this doesn't feel so much as a regression or a revisiting as it does a progression or evolution. It feels like the next step that would have naturally been taken from the past games. I mean, really, the only thing that makes the returning stages is the fact that they look like the older stages. And even then, they don't look exactly like them. There's a lot more detail put into them. They're filled to the brim with so many completely new ideas, they might as well be new stages. The level design has been perfected and offers one of the greatest balances in speed, exploration, and platforming I've ever seen in a Sonic game. The music is amazing, the visuals are amazing, the controls are amazing, everything is just amazing. Sonic Mania just makes me happy, and it gets 5 stars out of 5. Thank you so much for watching my review. If you want any future updates on what I'm working on, you can follow me at Twitter at TrendoshanGuy. I'll leave my stuff down in the description below. I think my next review is going to be Super Mario Odyssey. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. I think that'd be a good game to review. Also, be sure to check out Hyper Potions. They make awesome music, and they're doing the song that you're listening to right now. I'll see you guys.